Where does your poo go? What happens after you flush? Have you ever flushed the toilet and thought, where exactly is that going? No, seriously, what happens after you flush? Is it flying off through a maze of underground tunnels or just sitting beneath your lawn? Today, we're going to answer that question once and for all. We're comparing two very different systems, the city sewer system and the backyard septic tank. And if you stick around till the end, we'll also answer one of the strangest bathroom questions of all time. Where does the poo go on an airplane? Let's dive in. The journey begins. Where does it go? When you flush a toilet, that water and everything in it disappears in seconds. Out of sight, out of mind. But in reality, that flush starts a long and surprisingly fascinating journey. If you live in a city or suburb, chances are your house is connected to the municipal sewer system. That means your waste is carried through a vast network of underground pipes, moving either by gravity or with the help of pumps. It all flows towards something called a wastewater treatment plant. What happens inside a wastewater treatment plant? At the treatment plant, all the water from your home, including your shower, your sink, and your toilet, ends up at a central facility. This is where the cleaning process begins. Step 1 is screening. This removes larger items like wipes, cotton buds, and even the occasional toothbrush. Step 2 is primary treatment, where solids settle to the bottom as sludge and grease floats to the top. Next is the secondary treatment stage, where bacteria are added to digest the remaining organic matter in the water. Air is pumped in to help the bacteria thrive. After that, the water is clarified again and then disinfected, usually with chlorine or ultraviolet light, to kill any remaining pathogens. The final water is clean enough to be released into rivers, used for agriculture, or sometimes even recycled for non-drinking uses. The leftover sludge is either dried and turned into fertilizer or safely disposed of. Some wastewater plants generate electricity by capturing methane from the decomposing sludge, literally turning poo into power. Septic systems, a backyard alternative. Now let's talk about septic systems, the go-to solution for rural or off-grid properties. Instead of your waste traveling to a central plant, it flows into a large underground tank on your own land. Inside the tank, solids sink to the bottom and slowly decompose with the help of bacteria. Liquids float above the solids and are discharged into what's called a drainage field, or leach field. This field is made up of perforated pipes buried in gravel. The water slowly seeps into the soil, where natural filtration removes harmful bacteria and nutrients. The area above a septic drain field often has greener grass or faster-growing plants due to the extra nutrients. But planting deep-rooted trees there can cause serious pipe damage over time. Is there really poo under your lawn? So, is your waste just sitting under your feet? Well, not exactly. The solids stay in the tank and break down over time. But yes, the liquid effluent is released beneath your yard. The soil acts as a natural biofilter, breaking down bacteria and absorbing nutrients before the water reaches the groundwater or evaporates. In a well-functioning system, it's clean and safe. In a poorly maintained one, it can turn into a backyard swamp or leak into nearby properties. This is why it's important to pump out your septic tank every few years and never drive over or build on top of the drainage area. Sewer versus septic. Which one is better? Let's compare the two in simple terms. A sewer system is managed by your local authority. You pay regular fees and maintenance is handled for you. It's great for urban density, but depends on complex infrastructure and power. A septic system is independent. There are no monthly sewer bills, but you're responsible for maintenance. If you neglect it, you'll know fast, and not in a good way. Sewer systems rarely smell unless something goes wrong. Septic tanks can smell if they're full, poorly vented, or clogged. Environmentally, septic systems return water to the soil naturally, but can contaminate land if installed poorly. Sewer systems offer high-level treatment but use more energy and chemicals. Tips for a healthy flush. Don't flush wipes, even if they say flushable. They're not. Don't pour grease down the sink. It can clog both sewer and septic pipes. Avoid harsh cleaning chemicals in septic homes because they kill the good bacteria in your tank. And if your backyard smells like a swamp, it's time to call a plumber. Bonus. Where does airplane poo go? Before we go, let's answer the question we teased earlier. Where does the poo go on a plane? Contrary to urban legends, planes do not drop waste into the sky. The blue ice falling from the heavens? Not a thing anymore. That's an old myth. Here's what really happens. When you flush the toilet on a plane, the waste is sucked into a sealed tank using a vacuum system. There's no water involved, just high-speed air that moves the waste quickly and hygienically into an onboard storage tank. That tank stays sealed for the entire flight. Once the plane lands, a special ground crew connects a hose to the aircraft and pumps the waste out into a truck, kind of like a flying septic system. The truck then takes it to an airport wastewater treatment facility, or sometimes straight to the city's sewer system. Airplane toilets use less than half a liter of water per flush, compared to around 6 liters in a typical home toilet. So no, airplane poo doesn't fall from the sky, but it does travel first class, in a holding tank under your seat. The truth about your flush. So, where does your poo go? If you're on the grid, it's heading to a high-tech facility to be filtered, cleaned, and recycled. If you're off-grid, it might be fertilizing your lawn, or leaking into your neighbor's yard if things go badly. And if you're flying through the clouds, it's sitting quietly under your seat, waiting for touchdown. The next time you flush, just remember, it's not gone. It's just getting started. If you liked this video, hit like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments. Sewer, septic, or sky? What's your system? Catch you next time on Versus Vault.